For several years that we lived in the town of Cadereyta, we rented a house across the street from a large open field. It was a whole empty block that was used for soccer games, fairs, and an occasional traveling circus. Our kids always thought it was pretty cool to live right across the street whenever the circus came to town. On one occasion, colorful trucks and trailers arrived and began setting up the giant tents and hanging strings of lights, an amazing feat to watch. Later that day, a man from the circus came over and asked if he could use our hose to fill up some buckets to wash his elephant. Of course we agreed, and soon he led his enormous animal into our driveway and proceeded to scrub it down with a huge brush. The elephant seemed to love his bath, not something you see every day. Later that night, our oldest daughter, Amanda, was selected from the audience and got to ride around the ring on that same elephant under the big top before a crowd of hundreds. It was quite a spectacular show and a memorable experience for the whole family. We went to quite a few unique circuses over the years: Chinese acrobats, circus of horror, wild animals, clown shows, daredevils, and other spectacles. On another occasion, a different circus set up across the street, and their main attraction was a boxing kangaroo. We went to the show and felt quite sorry for the poor animal who squared off with a human boxer, hopping around and defending itself. He seemed mean and aggressive, probably because he was caged and exploited, and maybe abused. Well, much to our dismay, after the circus packed up and left, there in the middle of the field was the kangaroo, dead. We were so sad. Something else you don't find every day in Mexico. Since then, Mexico has passed laws against using live animals in circuses and shows. Now it is only human performers: clowns, acrobats, magicians, jugglers, tightrope and trapeze artists, and daredevils. Amanda was not our only daughter who got to be in a circus. Our second daughter, Natasha, was actually recruited and hired by a local magician friend of ours to be his lovely assistant. They performed regularly in the circus of a famous local duo, known professionally as Lagrimita and Costel, who were a father and son clown team in Mexico. Natasha was disappeared, levitated, cut in half, and performed all kinds of other magical feats 2 or 3 times a day during her stint under the big top. She also went on the road with her magician friend and performed in other venues around Mexico. I know it was something she will never forget. If you are ever traveling through Mexico and see a circus tent set up somewhere, get in line, buy your tickets and some popcorn, and treat yourself to a magical show that will make you feel like a kid again. I'm sitting here smiling just thinking about it. Thank you so much for listening to this true story from Memoirs of Mexico. If you enjoyed this story, or if it was a blessing to you, please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. That would be a blessing to me. I upload a new true story every day. If you like to read, you can also order Memoirs of Mexico in paperback or ebook on Amazon.com. There's a link in the description. Thanks again for listening.